Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 exercises for 3 total rounds on my watch, no breaks, and then you guys are gonna go on your designated run um, or whatever is on your schedule. The reason why we want to do this before and not after your run is because you want to activate your abs so that when you're running, your abs are fired on and you don't transmit any incorrect forces to wrong muscles that shouldn't be firing. So this will also help you be a faster runner as well, and also help you tighten up your core. So for these 3 exercises, you're going to need a mini band. If you don't have a mini band, you can order some. These are my favorite because they don't slide. They're called Vergali, Vergali, and they come in different sets like heavy, medium, and light. And they're really nice. Whether you're wearing leggings or in shorts, they just stick and they don't move. If you don't have bands and you don't want to order them, that's fine. These exercises can all be done without the band. They're just harder with the band. Okay, so exercise 1 is going to be a trunk curl. So you're going to take your knees and your feet, pull your knees shoulder width apart. You don't want slack here. So see how the band's just like moving around? I'm going to pull those knees apart so that you don't have any slack. Okay, so we're going to keep your feet on the ground. We're going to put our hands facing in towards each other. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Curl the pelvis. Exhale, reach, hold here, and then inhale down. Curl the pelvis. Exhale, up and reach. Hold the exhale, and back down. So that's exercise 1. If that hurts your neck, place your hands underneath here. Exercise number 2 is going to be a cross body dead bug. So you're going to take your left hand, put it on your right thigh. Okay, so this is step 1. You're going to do opposing forces. So your thigh's going to push into your hand and your hand's going to push into your thigh. And you're just going to hold the isometric opposing forces the whole time. While these are doing an isometric push as hard as you can, you're going to drop that right hand and that right leg, your left leg, and then bring it back to center as you're pushing and always tilting that pelvis down. You should feel a really good pain in your right oblique and low abs. Okay, notice how I'm not extending like this. It's not a bicycle, it's a dead bug. And we make this nice little triangle here from heel to top of the knee and top of the hips. We want to make sure that it's a triangle effort as we drop back those limbs because we don't want to use our back. This is incorrect form and we're going to hyperextend through the back. We want to use those low abs and the obliques as you transfer that weight down. So we're going to do both sides. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a hollow hold rock. So you're going to take that band, pull the band apart, keep your legs feet shoulder width apart, elbows go right by your temples, and you're going to keep everything towards midline. And you're going to rock up and down as best as you can in this hold rock. Try to keep your hands as close to your temples and behind your ears as possible. Okay, if that's not a possibility today because of low back issues or not enough strength, I'm still working on my low ab strength after kids, so it's really hard for me. If you're like me in that sense, you just take the option here. So you're just going to do a bent leg rock. So you're just going to use a little bit more momentum here as you keep your legs bent. So listen to your body, whatever one is best for you. 3 rounds, let's do it. So we're going to pull those knees apart. Keep your heels on the ground, toes are up. Pelvic tilt, up, exhale, and inhale down. So we're reaching up and over the knees. So we're not reaching towards the knees. We're reaching up and over. Exhale and inhale down. Making sure you're squeezing your abs and squeezing your glutes at the very top. Pulling this band apart the whole time. Okay, next up, crossbody dead bug. So take your left hand, put it on your right thigh, take your calves off the back of your hamstrings, flex the feet, opposing forces, push as hard as you can. Exhale, drop, make that triangle with that foot, inhale back. Pelvic tilt, push as hard as you can, keeping this arm as close to your head as possible. Make sure you push hard. I'd rather you push from your thigh into your hand rather than your hand into your thigh, because that'll activate those little abs, which is what we're trying to do. 3 more. Pelvic tilt, squeeze your glutes as your leg hits the ground. Last one. Other side, exhale, inhale down, squeeze the abs, squeeze the glutes, making sure you're driving that thigh right into that hand. Exhale, inhale back to center. As you come down, make sure that you're not arching through that back. You're doing a pelvic tilt before. You're driving that thigh into that hand. 2 more. Okay, pelvic tilt, and you're going to do a hollow hold rock. Okay, so pull that pelvic under. Then we're going to put your elbows right by your temples. Pull your feet apart and your knees. Flex those feet. Then you're going to rock up and down. Exhale up. Inhale down. So I'm trying to keep my hands behind my ears, but obviously my low abs are still working on it. So I'm going to take the option for a couple, and then I'll try to go back and keep my hands as close to my ears as possible. Okay, 2 more. Ooh. And take a little bit of a rest. Get situated, and we're going to start from the very top. Okay, trunk rolls. Here we go. So feet are shoulder width apart, toes are off the ground, heels digging into the ground. So you want that isometric push from the heels to activate your hamstrings and your glutes. Exhale, reach up, and inhale down. Squeeze the glutes as you come up. Keep your chin off of your chest. Pull those knees apart. Okay, here we go. Crossbody dead bugs in 3, 2, and 1. So left hand, right thigh, keep your head on the ground. Chin is just like like holding an apple here. Drive those right hand and left leg back while driving that right thigh into your left hand. Exhale, drop. Inhale, center. Pelvic tilt. This is probably the best exercise that you could do for yourself, even if you're choosing not to jump on the running program. This is just good for biking, for yoga, for hiking, for pregnancy, for post-pregnancy. It'll really teach your abs to fire correctly and make them super strong. Last 2. And switch it up. Okay, pull that band apart, making sure that band is completely activated. Right hand on left thigh pushes into right hand, and we drop. Pull those knees apart. Remember to not confuse this with a bicycle. It's a dead bug, so it should be that triangle from heel to knee to butt cheek. Last 2. Okay, now we're going to go into hollow hold rocks. So try, and I'm going to do this too, try to keep your elbows as close to your temple as possible. Feet up, and we rock. Keep those knees apart. Go to the option if you need to. And then as soon as you feel ready, you can go right back. Try not to hold your breath. Exhale up, inhale down, and rest. All right. Kids, stretch out your abs, man. All right, so we're gonna go back to trunk roll, pull those knees apart, to pelvic tilt first, squeeze your glutes, and up we go. Exhale, inhale down. Want to make sure that you breathe, especially in core exercises. So I want you to go punch up towards the ceiling. It's almost like a J motion. You're going so straight and then a little curve on the way up, just to get those low abs on your way up. Last one. Head comes down, left hand on your right thigh, right hand and left leg move, pull the legs apart, and we drop. Make sure those opposing forces are pushing as hard as you can. Remember, I'd rather you go from the thigh into the hand than the opposite direction. Squeeze your low abs and your glutes. So it's kind of confusing, but if you squeeze your glutes the whole time you do this, it's going to activate those low abs and also take pressure off your low back. Okay, switch sides. Push hard, otherwise it's not going to work. Last one, and 2, the hollow hold rocks. Okay, here we go in 3. Okay, wait, before we go. So when you do hollow hold rocks, make sure that your low back is touching. This is as far as I can go without my back popping off the ground. If I go any farther, my back is going to pop off the ground. I also don't have the low ab strength to do that. So if you're failing or if you're feeling it's pulling your low back, that means your legs are too low. Try to go at an angle that your low back is always touching the ground first. It might not feel as hard, but it's going to over time protect your back and make sure that you're activating the right muscles. Pull those knees apart. Exhale up. Inhale down. Try to stay at the top for at least 1 second before you come down. Last two. Last one. Whew. All right, so now your abs are ready to rock and roll. Have fun.